Callum, first of all, what's it like to be in the England squad?
Yeah, it's nice. It's it's an honour. Sharing the dressing room with the likes of people like Wayne Rooney and Harry Kane is nice. Obviously, it's something from when you're younger you always want to do. So to finally get it, it's a great achievement.
When you walked in here for the first time and you saw those players, is there part of you that feels nervous, or do you think, I'm an England player, this is where I belong?
Yeah, I feel like when I walked in, I felt like I should be here. I felt like my performances this season have justified my selection at the moment. And yeah, I play against them sort of week in, week out, the different players from the squad. So you sort of get to see them, obviously on opposition teams, but you still got that mutual respect there. So it was always, I always felt comfortable coming in. Yeah.
And what's it been like training with Wayne Rooney?
It's nice. You just get on with it really as a football player. You don't really stand in awe of other players when you're actually in the training session, because everybody's on the pitch, everybody wants to obviously impress the manager and things like that as well. So yeah, I just got on with training.
And how tough has it been for you to get here? You've had 2 very serious knee injuries.
Yeah, it's like anything in life really, if it's worth fighting for, then you're going to have to go through some tough times to get there. Same as me really. Yeah, I had a few setbacks, but it just made me stronger really, and it makes you appreciate things more. So when you get here now, and you appreciate it a lot more because of what you've done in the past.
How serious were those knee injuries? What were the doctors telling you?
Well, yeah, you get told at first you're going to be out for 9 to 12 months. Then they say it could take you up to 18 months to get back to the level you was before you got injured. And just before you go into the operation, there is obviously small risk that it might not work and you might not play again. So yeah, obviously it's daunting hearing that, but it just gives you a bit more fight and hunger to make sure that you prove everything wrong that's stacked against you. And
how did it feel like when you heard that for the second time?
To be honest, because I'd been through it the first time and I knew I'd come over it, then yeah, it was not going to stop me. And if anything, I wanted to come back even better than what I did the first time to make sure that everything was behind me in the past then.
And I was reading somewhere that 6 years ago you were playing for Tamworth on loan from Coventry. How did those experiences, going out on loan to places like Tamworth, how did they shape your character?
Well, first and foremost, you turn up to a team like that. You turn up for training. You've got people coming in their work overalls, in their work vans. Just coming off a painting job that they've finished and things like that. So it was a bit surreal. It put football for me into perspective and showed that I didn't really want to be at that level throughout my career. I wanted to make something more for myself. So there's no disrespect to obviously the players that are in that league, but I wanted more, and it just gave me that hunger and desire to do what I needed to do at that time on loan, impress my club manager, which was what I was trying to do, and then eventually go back to my home club and play.
And how much do you owe to Eddie Howe? I know you were at a club where English players get lots of chances.
Yeah, fantastic manager, gave me an opportunity and a platform, brought me in the Championship. They had a vision to get to the Premier League within a few years, and that was something I wanted to do as well, being ambitious. And yeah, I knew I was going to get the opportunity to play in the Championship, and if I did that there, then I'd be able to then carry on into the Premier League, and that's what he's done. He's improved me as a player as well. Tactically as well, I understand the game a lot more and a lot better understanding, and improved technically also.
And have you had a chance to speak to Gareth? What's he told you? What does he expect from you?
He just said, be relaxed and be yourself. Don't try and be anything different. What I've done up to this point has got me here. So just be Callum Wilson. Ian Dennis.
Hi, Callum. Ian Dennis from the BBC.
Hi.
During the adversity of the 2 bad injuries that you've overcome, how dark was it during those days? Because I noticed that you went to Qatar and you also went to the States for a change of scenery. So how important was it, and how bad was it for you mentally?
Well, I think the first injury, I tried rushing it. It was my first Premier League season, and I wanted to get back because at the time you wasn't sure if the club might stay in the league, they might get relegated, you know. So I rushed it back. Really, looking back, it was obviously a bad decision for myself. Then the second time, I sort of knew that each sort of block and phase that I was moving into throughout my rehab, it was good to change the scenery, because the first time I stayed in Bournemouth the whole time, didn't do anything, and I think by the time I did get back, I was mentally tired. And whereas the second time round, I just kept refreshed, went into different countries and seen different specialists, which and a bit of sun always helps, you know.
And I recall you doing an interview on 5 Live, and Alan Shearer was the summariser, and I was next to Alan Shearer at the time. We were at Newcastle.
Yeah.
It was January 2016, and he spoke to you, and I just wonder, how supportive has he been to you during your career?
Yeah, when I first did my ACL, you know, he texted me. Obviously, he's a legend, you know. So to receive a text from him, I was a bit in shock at the time. So yeah, before the injury, you know, he gave me a bit of stick on Match of the Day for a few missed chances and things like that. But yeah, that's what he's there for, and yeah, he has been very supportive.
Because you're still in touch. I noticed he said something about when you got called up to the England squad, didn't he?
Yeah, he just wished me well, congratulated me, and told me not to score many against Newcastle, you know, which unfortunately I did that for him.
And with Wayne here as well, I mean, Wayne was talking about being in awe of Alan Shearer and seeking advice. Would you go and seek advice from somebody like Wayne Rooney?
Yeah, of course. I think you can learn a lot just from watching him, really, how he carries himself on and off the training field. You know, he's a good professional, and just being in his company, I think you can learn a lot.